Deputy Prime Minister, I wonder if we could get your reaction to the Bank of Canada's interest rate hike. And I know you've resisted specific cost of living measures to this point, pointing to the affordability package in your budget. But you said you wouldn't rule it out should circumstances change. With inflation still running hot and with the interest rates going up and that hitting Canadians, what's the trigger point from when you decide to do something extra to help people deal with the cost of living?
Look, it's a very important question and something the Prime Minister and I have devoted a lot of time to talking about with each other and with our teams over the summer, and something we'll be talking about with Cabinet colleagues today and tomorrow. This has been a very important summer for me because really for the first time since COVID hit, I've had the chance to get out in the country and talk to a lot of Canadians. I was in 7 provinces, 21 towns and cities. I talked to farmers, miners, skilled tradespeople, IT entrepreneurs, daycare workers, lots and lots of people. And it was really important for me to get that kind of direct fingertip feel of what is happening in the Canadian economy and what Canadians are feeling and thinking. And if I were still a reporter, the headline of my story would be, Canadians are working hard. Canadians have real confidence in the long term for our country, real optimism in our country's long term. Canadians really understand that we have a lot of jobs in the country right now. And Canadians also understand the challenges with the cost of living. When it comes to our government's approach, we are going to continue to take a balanced and careful approach as we have done all of this year. So we understand that the most vulnerable in our society need to be supported. That has been our government's approach since day one, since we formed government in 2015. We also understand right now that our government has a real responsibility to be fiscally responsible. And that was one of the guiding principles of the budget in April. And that is going to be an approach that we continue to take. Because, you know, what I really think is important for us to bear in mind is this is a challenging global environment economically. We are still dealing with the aftershocks of the COVID recession. We now have Putin's invasion of Ukraine causing huge challenges for the global economy, principally Europe, but that has an impact on all of us. And Canada is not immune to these challenges. What Canada has, though, going into these challenges is really strong economic fundamentals. We have this year the strongest growth in the G7. We have this year lowest debt and deficit in the G7. And inflation is elevated in Canada, but compared to our peer countries, it's lower. Inflation in Canada is lower than in the UK, in the US, in Germany, in the Eurozone. And I think all of us were pleased to see the July number receding a little bit from the June number. So I don't want to understate the challenge ahead, but I do want us, as we go into it, to also, as a country, have the confidence that comes from the strength of our foundations.
But it sounds like you're telling Canadians they're just going to have to ride it out. Is that what we should infer from your answer?
No,
that
no,
there's no specific measures to help them beyond what was in the budget?
No, I didn't say that. I said that we are constantly looking. We're going to continue to do that. I think that's going to be a very important subject of our discussions today and tomorrow